You can start me up anytime when Gene Pastula is in the studio. Hey, buddy, how you doing?
I'm doing very well.
Good to see you. Did you drive in from the desert today?
I did.
Well, we had to get you up at the crack of dawn. Well, thank you so much for joining me. I think you heard me talk about the difference between speculation and investing. And investing really does take time. And again, I want to emphasize that even though what I said before, this 20-year, 15-year time horizon, it's never happened before that stocks, as measured by the Standard & Poor's 500, showed a 15-year decline. And it's always beaten inflation, not by much, over 20-year rolling periods. We must also make sure that people understand that when you look at rolling one-year periods, stocks were down 65.42% over the course of one rolling year. And that was a long time ago, but not that long ago. Stocks were down 57% over one rolling year. So you just cannot say stock investing and safe in the same sentence. Well, your business, Safe Money Monitor, Gene Pastula, safemoneymonitor.com, you like the stock market in terms of its upside potential, but you hate the stock market in terms of its downside potential. So let me share this with the audience and I'll let you comment on this.
Okay.
When you look at the number of months that the stock market is down during all of these rolling periods that I have in front of me, it comes out between 30 and 40%. Call it a third of the time, stocks are losing money on a monthly basis. And we do know that a third of the time stocks lose in terms of years, and 2/3 of the time stocks make you money, which is why buy and hold usually works, because it's like stacking the deck or counting the cards in Vegas. If you could do it successfully, you shift the balance to where you have the advantage instead of the dealer. Talk about this, though, because in your business, when people talk about risk, you go into a catatonic fit.
Well, yeah. No, I go into a catatonic fit when I'm losing the money.
Well, you've had a pretty good run the last few years.
You know, the interesting thing is, I don't think it's so much about, the stock going down or what have you. It's the uncertainty, and in some cases, in a lot of people's cases, it's the stress of not knowing what's going to happen next. And I'm all about enjoying life. I want things to work for me. I don't want hassles or stress in my life if I can possibly avoid it.
That's why your mom is living, she's 94 years old, something like that, right?
Yeah.
So you're going to be an unstressed centenarian here.
See, and I mentioned to you during the break, that's why when I invest in stocks and I know that 20 years from now I can't lose, according to Ray Lucia.
That's broad stock market.
That's right. Yes, exactly. My broad stock market.
And that's according to history, not according to Ray
So just
Lucia.
about the time I'm ready to die.
That's right.
And I'm saying, see, I was right. But in the meantime, I want my life to be handled, my life's needs to be handled without all that stress and concern. And the things that I promote and specialize in the safe money arena are designed to do just that. Now, obviously, insurance, which is the general industry that I'm dealing with, it has a couple sides to it. One is the thing that young people buy to protect their family in the event that they pass away prematurely and replace income and what have you. The things that we deal, and we do that, but the things that we deal in primarily is the idea of using insurance contracts in a portfolio to take away that stress and uncertainty to the greatest degree possible. And so we use annuities as part of the portfolio to generate the income that we need in retirement. I'm up to right now probably about 75 or 80% of the income that I know I'm going to need every month to pay the bills and support the lifestyle through annuities that I know are going to last as long as I do and my wife does. So and the amount that I have to devote to those annuities is roughly 60% of the amount that I would have to of stocks and bonds in a normal managed portfolio. And I've removed all the risk.
Let me explain something that you've taught me and we've discussed on this program before. And again, this is just an obtuse example of what Gene does for a living. He comes to somebody like me and says, they got this thing called the 4% rule. And I say, well, I really want 4.2%. And he says, okay, well, let's do that. You've got this $1 million. Give me $700,000. I'm going to put it into an annuity that will pay you and your wife 4.2% or $42,000 for the rest of your joint lives. Guaranteed, no stress. Because see what you said that I really liked was the no stress, live happily ever after.
Sure.
And we're going to take the other $300,000 and we're going to put that into dividend paying stocks. Pick a portfolio. It's a fairly, I don't want to say safe, but less volatile than a super aggressive portfolio. Because I'm a pretty conservative guy. And we're going to reinvest all those dividends. Oh, by the way, Ray, if we do have inflation and your spending needs go up, the dividend yield is about 2.5%, 3.5% on this other $300,000. So you got another $5,000 to $10,000 wiggle room in your income without depleting the $300,000 of principal. So I'm 65 years old, 27 years goes by, I'm 92. And my wife and I both die at 92. Well, that $300,000 that he left in the stock market, and this is where guys screw it up. They think that you want to take all of their money and put it into that annuity. That $300,000 leaves $2.4 million basically tax-free to the heirs. So what is that? Over 27 years, if I have $1 million today and it turns into $2.4 million 27 years later, that's a 3.3% inflation component on my $1 million. So in other words, I left my kids just as rich as I am today, the same spending power, purchasing power of the $1 million today. And how much risk to my income did I take? Zero. You can literally say zero risk in that scenario on the $42,000 joint annuity. The only risk is a little bit of inflation. And if that's the case, I've got a 3% yield on the $300,000 to play with. That, Gino, I learned from you a long time ago, and it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
When we come back, we're going to talk more about that, and then we're going to shift gears to the younger folk out there and the older folks. See, I've been talking about like normal people in the middle, but the young people and the old people also have advantages, and Gene Pastula has got a couple of them right in his hip pocket. He's going to share them with you when we come back on the Ray Lucia Show. Don't go away.